Now we understand why the Detroit Lions, in a move that was somewhat surprising at the time, waived safety Brandon Joseph, and they replaced him with a safety from the practice squad, Lauren Strickland. At the time, it did not make a lot of sense, but as you can see from the banner below, the Detroit Lions no doubt released Brandon Joseph because of whatever reason as to why he was placed in police custody. Now, shout out to the people in the comment section that dropped this to my knowledge the first time. And I immediately start asking around as to the validity of these claims before I can make a video about it. But they did get validated by SI.com. This is coming from their website. You guys know him, John Macaron, Christian Boer, those guys. Says former Detroit Lions safety Brandon Joseph was placed in police custody on Saturday and has been released. A Dearborn Heights Police Department spokesperson confirmed to Lions on SI that Joseph was placed in police custody Saturday morning and that he has since been released. Well, that would probably explain why the Detroit Lions decided to release him. After the stuff that went on with Cam Sutton, they probably have a zero tolerance for people that get arrested. But let's assume that the Detroit Lions are open to a conversation and they want to know exactly. They give you an opportunity to explain yourself. Here is the alleged reason. I say this alleged because this has not been, there is no proof to this outside of these sources here or these comments here. And this is coming from, shout out to Last Shinobi, goes at Lions fan 097, says Brandon Joseph, this is on the tweet of the roster moves, says Brandon Joseph got a DUI in Dearborn Heights last night and got arrested. I'm hearing from my sources that live in the city and work in the police admin. And then someone else, he also said not confirmed by any official reporters, though. So for now, this is just hearsay. And then somebody, Nicholas Curry, said, buddy cop of mine claims the same. So I didn't want to use the term arrested because they didn't use the term arrested, but I would assume that there had to be a reason he was placed in police custody. There had to be a reason that the Detroit Lions released him, and they released this individual. I could see this to be true, although this has not been confirmed by any a mainstream source. But Twitter has become kind of a crazy place, man. And all I got to say is that good thing it wasn't Jamison Williams. Like, real talk, man. I'm glad this had nothing to do with Jamison Williams. But with a case, if it is the alleged DUI, this is a situation where the Detroit Lions have a zero tolerance policy. That means that he was driving under the impairment somehow of alcohol. And that is a very, very considerate. It is inappropriate. It is irresponsible. It is life-threatening. They probably don't play around. So although this is alleged and unconfirmed through a mainstream source, I could see some truth to this being the case because of the fact that the Detroit Lions immediately released him. There was no ifs, ands, and buts. You have to carry yourself. You have to make smart decisions. We talk about Jamison Williams making smart decisions. Everyone on the Detroit Lions roster has to make a smart decision. And this is during the season and after the season as well, during the offseason. As long as you are a player in the National Football League on a team, you need to conduct yourself a certain way. And driving under the influence is not that way. It is not that way. It could be a little, it could be a lot. It doesn't matter. You went over. And if that is the case, I understand why the Detroit Lions let him go, because that is something that puts another person's life in danger. You could have harmed another individual along with yourself. And that is, those to me are the worst type of people. There are two people I won't name because this is a family show. And the third type of person who does these type of acts is a person who drives under the influence. That is a very despicable thing to do, in my opinion. You have no consideration for another person's life. And isn't it kind of ironic that most of the time the person who is under the influence and creates the havoc is the one that walks away? So this is unconfirmed, but the accusations and the alleged thing was that he was driving under the influence, but I'm sure we'll get some clarification on that. Either way it goes, he is no longer a Detroit Lion. Now, I will say this, CJ Moore came back, made a irresponsible decision. It didn't threaten anybody's life, not even his own, and the Detroit Lions welcomed him back a little later, although he did not make the 53-man roster. I don't know if that's the case if you do something like this. We saw the same thing happen something similar happened with Isaiah Buggs last offseason with the Kansas City Chiefs. Thankfully, he didn't have any of them legal issues with us, but the Detroit Lions, he had to deal with them with the Kansas City Chiefs. We had to deal with Cam Sutton, and the Detroit Lions wasted zero time, none. We let him, he was gone before we even knew what really happened. We knew kind of an outline of what happened, but we didn't know like the finite details. And the Detroit Lions, they must have some information that we don't. I could very well see this being the actuality of why he was released due to a DUI. But that is right now alleged. I don't have mainstream confirmation, but what we do know is that he was placed in police custody. This is my second time recording this video, and the first time I made so many mistakes. I said Khalees, and then I made a milkshake joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? What? I was almost there. But anyway, we gonna roll with this one. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, shout out to anybody in the comment section that was privy to this information or dropped it in the comment section. If you have any information that you get that you want me to have, you can find me on Twitter. That is the best ways to reach me. You can do it via the DM. My DM should be open. It doesn't matter if you have a check mark or not. Or if that doesn't work, you can always tag me. I'm usually very active on the app because that's where I would say 90%, maybe more than that, of the information and the breaking news come from. It usually comes from on Twitter. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, man, about Brandon Joseph. A very idiotic, moronic decision. If that was indeed the case, I hope he gets whatever help he need. I'm glad if that was the case that nobody was harmed, because it could have been a lot worse. Again, these things are alleged. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.